But glad we decided to come down to Layer 5. Definitely nothing outside of our ability to handle here so far. So we can just blitz our way through. Oh, this is where, if anywhere, I'm going to be made to eat my words, because this looks to be the Hell Gateway end. In fact, yeah, Meliai, always hate to see you, my friends. Bunch of shapeshifters, so who knows, maybe another gosh darn Quicksilver ooze will make a surprise appearance. Wouldn't that be lovely? And ooh, there was a dispersal weapon on that Spriggan there. Definitely could have regretted things on that front. Okay, I wanted to see what else we had coming our way, because we can always get out of a petrification with our draw out power, but everything seemed pretty above board, nothing we can't handle, and so save that for the future. That way we're at least not worrying about the drain immediately here. And yeah, it's actually, I guess it's about to say, it's probably an Abyss Gateway, seeing as how that's all the enemies we were coming across. So that makes a lot of sense. And we'll leave that staff behind. But regardless of what kind of enemies or portal you housed, the main thrust of the deal there is that it's no real problem for us here today. So that's perfect. Invisibility and lignification potions, make room for that magic mapping, and finish off the rest of Lair. Not too bad. Again, I don't know how much we're really taking advantage of Rue at this stage, though I guess we kind of always are with the Aura of Power, so maybe I'm a little too quick to jump the gun on that front. And let's head back out to regular dungeon for now. I think we'll finish off the last few floors there, maybe take a quick peek into our orc, and then we can start thinking about those S branches. Hi, my Hydra pal. How's it going, friend? Let's soften you up with a couple boomerangs, and that's good enough to use our axe, regardless of any kind of additive heads we bring into the equation. So that is fantastic. What is a little, like, it's like a swamp preview here? Hello, friends. Well, let's smack you with that. That's a decent start, and then we should be able to smack through these hydras quickly enough. Sure, we give the 112 heads, but that's nothing we can't handle, apparently. So that's beautiful. Gotta love all the red you see as a follower of Rue. Not at all concerning at first glance there, as I start to worry that I got malmutated to hell and back without noticing. But in reality here, everything's still looking pretty fantastic at the end of the day. What else can I drop? Oh, I guess Berserk Potions I don't believe I can use, or at the very least, it wouldn't be advantageous for us to do so. And should be a nice quick jaunt, a lovely little sprint through the rest of the dungeon here, if I had to guess. Is this how harm always feels, or was I potentially on the right track with the idea that the harm would be offset by Rue's Aura of Power? Because things are definitely going just beautifully at the moment here. And if it's the former, then by golly, I should be using the harm brand all the time. But I'm guessing it largely due to more so Rue's help, as well as this character's general robustness being a pretty solid factor. Should have probably thought about that for a tick more, just to make sure that we weren't going to get immediately sent into the abyss against our will. But hey, I guess all's well that ends well, and all that good stuff. Ooh, a hand axe of draining. We hadn't already come up with an incredible weapon here. That would definitely be a temptation for us. Harm can often be better for survival as well, because often crawl the best defense is a dead enemy. Very true. Yeah, I think I've always been too scared to use it in general. Actually, it's weird. A weird dichotomy of I play a very defensive game in regards to I pretty much always have a shield if I'm able to. And I like building defensive-based characters. Of course, in playstyle, I don't play the most defensive, and I oftentimes do things out of haste or impatience. That's neither here nor there. And because of that general proclivity, though, is oftentimes why I've stayed away from harm in the past. How many heads have I given this Hydra? Just 12? Okay, that's not the end of the world. Fortunately, we don't get any vampiricism from our freezing friend there, so things started to look a little more dire at the very end, but nothing we can't handle. And probably should have softened up that Hydra with some boomerangs first, but hey, all worked out in the end. Nothing too untoward's coming our way, so how can I possibly complain? +3 Shadow Dragon scales. Gotta say, chances are I'm not going to be finding that for you. Treasure Vault. Love to be pleasantly surprised. I guess we're currently wearing a decent number of artifacts, so actually I probably should just use these enchant armors, on our boots. I don't love this shield. I'd at least like to wait for a branded shield, if at all possible. But otherwise, we should try to remember to just immediately use those buddies up. And I think I've definitely gone too comfortable with our abilities here, because I think the new Hydra strat is just fight them. We can heal up faster than they can deal damage. At 24 AC, Hydras are relatively unlikely to deal any lasting damage, even with an absurd number of heads. So it all works out in the grand scheme of things. I say as we took pretty drastic damage even in that encounter. I guess that's the harm coming into play. But as Spindart kind of hinted at the end of the day, just killed them all. And that's the easiest solution to any of life's problems. Yikes. Hello, my arrow-slaying friends. Let's just head upstairs, heal up. Unfortunately, you kids aren't exactly gonna cross the gap. To be expected, I guess. Fair enough. It's well within your rights to do so, and I respect you for it. Let's actually get this experience potion chugged down as well. Throwing and fighting, those both seem fantastic to me. And holy moly. Yeah, nice straightforward run is nice to have every once in a while for sure. Azrael, now that's a combo that I have no problem dealing with, seeing as how we're very much, again, kind of built to be anti-fire at the moment. Double resistances in that department, so you do just love to see anything of that brand coming our way. And sure, I'll buy a potion of heal wounds. Why the heck not? Another brand weapon scroll gives us another attempt if we do eventually find ourselves coming across that executioner's axe that I've been dreaming of with starry-eyed thus far. And there's our entrance to depth, so that pretty much does the trick, eh? In fact, that's everything I need as well, so we're sitting pretty now. And let's just let you come to us, my ranged friends. And that is fantastic. Okie dokie. So what I'd really like now is probably a shield of reflection. That way we can very much be happy to keep our regeneration amulet. I'm still, in the back of my mind, tempted to go buy this amulet of reflection to give us some more recourse against all these ranged enemies. I should actually buy the Ring of Willpower. I think that much is a bit more of an obvious option for us here, just so we have some kind of recourse in the future if we do come across anything in the willpower department. And yeah, Ring of Fire. Oops, that I definitely don't need. And let's head down to Orc, shall we? Before we spend any more money, though I'm, again, very tempted to do so immediately. We'll check out what kind of shops we have available here. Fortunately, everyone is living, so we should be able to regenerate all the health we could possibly need to make it through every one of these encounters, or at least that's the dream. And we'll see how it goes. It's the one thing that doesn't fall under that category, or the one group of things I should say, are the summons from sorcerers and high priests. Demons definitely still going to be a slight thorn in our side for the foreseeable future, but you know, we're ahead of the curve here, so I think I can kill anything. Not going to open the gateway there, seeing as how we can't even use the fancy helmet. Oh, Nessos? Yes, walk up to me is exactly what I was hoping, and then it looks like immediately used a blink to get away, you coward. Come back and fight, you coward. Nessos's one big weakness, of course, is a lack of willpower. So let's take advantage of that immediately. Slap that bad boy down on you, and let's just reset this. I mean, I'm fairly confident that we'll be absolutely fine going through it, but just in case, head upstairs to finish off this little grouping. Get rid of the Dork Knight there as well, so that they're not miting everyone up, of course. And we can feel free to be a little safer over the rest of this encounter in general. Fantastic. In fact, yeah, this definitely falls into that camp as well. Warrior's blinded. You can't kill me in one hit, right? Hit for up to 36? Ain't no thing. Ooh, if we weren't a Formicid, that broadaxe would definitely be on the agenda here, at least to a certain extent, but as is, I guess we'll just keep on keeping on. Bring you kids upstairs. We already fought your kind before, Warlord. Hate to break it to you. And that is fantastic. Holy moly. I guess there was an artifact armor there, right? Chain mail, I believe, that I just immediately blitzed through. Oh my gosh. Rift is almost worth the switch. I do really like Rift. The extra reach and distortion brand combo is wild. This is a stupidly strong Unrand art. But I don't know, with a Vampiric Battle Axe, I don't know if I can swing it here today. This is just very much a perfect storm already that I don't necessarily want to mess with the equation. Got a formula that works, so let's just pedal to the metal and see what happens. May live to regret that decision. Definitely possible, if not probable, but we'll burn that bridge when we get there, eh? Might as well check out the Ancient Chainmail. Let's see what you've got going for you. +2 Chainmail of Altruism. Meh, nothing for me there. But right. I kind of forgot that we saw this sacrifice come up a long time ago now. Whoopsie daisies. Sorry about that, Rue. I think at this point we can just do minor sacrifices, because I don't believe we get anything for the final piety tick. Sacrifice in love is only a medium sacrifice? Yikes. That is pretty rough. And then experience, we'd lose some progress in everything, bringing us up to max piety. I don't think so. I think we will just go int -2. We have plenty of int to last a 3-rune game here. And again, we have Apocalypse access now, so I think we can afford to switch over. We've made our big sacrifices, and now we can kind of just maintain with a bunch of trivial ones. That doesn't seem too bad. Especially since, yeah, you never lose piety with root, do you? Let's again double check that here real quick. Depreciates piety? Nothing. Cool. So yeah, I think we're just happy campers here, and we're kind of in the sweet spot already. So let's just keep on keeping on. We can continue to go ham without having to worry about any of that baloney. And I think Swamp is going to be that there next. Ready to be completely proven wrong by my Hydra hypothesis here and embarrassingly die to them, but providing that is not the case, I think we should do alright. Just blitzing our way through here. I probably should swap into my poison resistance ring. In fact, do I sacrifice a bit of armor class for that? Probably, right? I know that runs antithetical to the whole Hydra argument, but unfortunately, I think it might be a necessity at this stage. Just so I don't get taken by surprise and poison up the wazoo, especially with us having sacrificed drink, means that if we get irreversibly poisoned in the middle of an encounter, we're just boned. So that doesn't seem great. But hey, what does seem great is abusing the ever-living crap out of these stairs. In fact, Thorn Hunter, yeah, you can just come to me. Perfect. That goes wonderfully. Let's go evocations here. Let's crank those bad boys up. And what else? I guess we could train a little bit of dodging. You know, having some defense is probably a good idea since we've completely cut off our option to do so in the armor department. And let's head upstairs. In fact, what we should do here, we have 3 pips of fire resistance. I can probably get away with a ring of ice then. Of course, we do immediately face off against more fire enemies, but nothing we can't handle. Ooh, and that warrants a swap back to our poison resistance right away before just head onwards and upwards, I was going to say, but instead, we're going to power leap. That doesn't quite do it. Oh, and that makes us exhausted, so we can't do anything else. Oh, no. Oh, me oh my. Let's see. 30 damage and tail slap for 15. Turning into a tree. Right, I can't drink any potions. What am I thinking? It's going to be a fear scroll then. Oh, geez, Louise. Let's not do that again, shall we? So there we go. That's a nice indicator that we are still mortal, folks. We do yet still bleed. Good to note. Let's not fight while completely surrounded by our enemies then, whenever we can help it, unless they're very, very obvious wins. I'm guessing what happened is we missed a few blows or stumbled on a few attacks, seeing as how we were in shallow water, and then everything just kind of degraded from there, but could be wrong. Spectral enemy, again, is not something we excel against here, so do hate to see that. In fact, this could very quickly get out of hand, so I'm just going to Apocalypse. Bit of a waste, I feel, on this setup of enemies, and yet it keeps us alive in one piece, so more than happy to do so. Let's just try to not use any of our abilities for a wee bit here, because I don't know if we can handle more drain. I guess a lot of drain coming from the spectral crab there as well, so kind of compounding on itself in the worst kind of way. But such is life, sometimes. And we shall make do. The herd continues to strive. And not too shabby. If I can kill you before you get to the trees, or just in general, I guess is fine too. Not too shabby here at all. Holy moly. Okay, and we get another opportunity to test out up to 7 heads, 8 heads. Should be able to kill you now before you get too far along. Even getting up to 10 heads, not a big deal if you die immediately after, so that's perfect. This is just Swamp 2? Why do we have such a, like, bespoke poison hangout spot here? Again, didn't realize this was a convention, just thought we were doing a regular show. Okie dokie. Starting to breathe slightly easier here. Definitely getting a nice amount of wand charges from all the Alionomas that we're coming across. So that's solid. And only coming close to death every other encounter. So, hurrah for that. I feel like at some point I'm going to want to swap out of this harm armor. largely not necessarily due to the ego itself, but more so my inexperience with piloting a run that's using the harm brand. So I'm definitely getting a little too hubristic here. And in fact, that may be the true issue that I have with harm. It's not the effect itself, it's the idea that I need a really solid resist hubris object in order to make that even remotely feasible on an extended, or for the rest of the run, I should say, once we get into the middle game and beyond. But, oh boy. What an exciting swamp we've had so far. I guess it's nice to get at least a little bit of a heartbeat going, eh? Sacrifice experience, probably not. Sacrificing an eye. Much harder time hitting targets. I don't think I can double down on that, seeing as how we're already cowardly. Sacrificing love, also not great. Again, why would I sacrifice anything at this point? What do I gain from getting up to a further piety level? Is there any reason at all? At piety level 6, drop of water, no new ability. Unlike other gods, Rue's piety caps at 160. I mean, as soon as you reach full stars, it caps out. Rue will stop offering sacrifices at that time. I mean, I guess I'll just reject these for now. Sorry, Rue. Fortunately, you're a pretty sensible godly folk, and so you don't have too much of a problem with me doing so. Always appreciate your capacity to be fair and balanced, as all things should be. Yikes.